short for a stormtrooper?
I remember the first time that we all saw the official Force Awakens trailer at Celebration. Everyone remembers that joyous moment and all of the insanely beautiful things that it brought with it. But I remember one specific shot that still to this day almost no one is talking about, and that was this shot right here. Now, when I first saw this, I knew immediately that I wanted to make a video about it, and I didn't even have a channel yet. But the point was, I saw the magic, the mythology, the history there, and I think that much more attention is needed for one of the most important characters in Episode 8, R2D2. Not many people need explaining on why R2 is such an important character. Not only is he a staple in every movie, but he is a literal lifesaver and a handyman extraordinaire that the entire team would be very lost without. But let's not forget that R2 is also a very old character, having been around long enough to meet Padme before she even met Anakin. Think about the history this little guy has under his dome. He's seen Anakin pod race as a child, the creation of the clone army, the Geonosian battle arena, the Galactic Civil War, the birth of Luke and Leia, Anakin's rebirth as Vader, the creation of the Empire, flying with Luke on the Death Star assault, the Battle of Hoth, training with Yoda, escaping Cloud City, Jabba the Hutt and his sand barge, the Zarlak pit battle, the Ewoks, the Battle of Endor, the death of the second Death Star, the Emperor, and almost 30 more years of history that is only now being presented to us, which includes Luke's new Jedi Temple. Now go to the next slide while I catch my breath. What this means is that R2 is a literal living piece of history. There isn't another droid like him anywhere, and I have an idea that Luke may be utilizing him for more than just companionship. What if R2 has an entire record of events, maybe in video format, that Luke can watch anytime, almost like home movies, recalling event after event, history lesson after history lesson, learning, growing, understanding from things R2D2 has kept a record of. How have we not seen this before? R2D2 is practically a living historical holocron, a complete guide filled with information about not just the Skywalkers, but the entire galaxy. Also, it's worth mentioning that this may be a brand new training method for Luke to utilize on Rey. Before, Yoda and his mystical cave provided visions for Luke, and no doubt we will have our own version of this, but wouldn't it be fascinating if R2D2 actually provided Rey with living, moving historical documents, unclouded by point of view, reason, or altered truths? She could see everything that she had missed. However, keep in mind that this may also attract the attention of the First Order. R2D2 was always considered a pretty hot item, especially in A New Hope when he's carrying around the Death Star plans. And now, we learn in The Force Awakens, he's still carrying around pieces of maps, still interfering with the Empire's plan. And while this is an obvious reason that the First Order might be looking for him, the deeper explanation may be for the reasons that I just mentioned. R2D2 is practically a holocron, a historical holocron, information with vital pieces of the Empire and the Emperor's history. Of course, the First Order has always actively been collecting things like data records, classified documents, and artifacts. But realistically, all of these pale in comparison to R2D2, because that droid not only has all of those things, but may have a fully cataloged record of the Skywalkers, which is the very bloodline that Snoke is obsessed with. Aside from all of this, though, is a far more simpler relationship. The true connection between R2 and Luke comes from their personal history. While Luke might use R2 for research, R2 will always be a friend first, a lifelong companion that has been by his side forever and will remain by his side for just as long. Continuing his adventures, possibly traveling with Rey and Finn now as their new counterpart and lifesaver, and continuing to catalog history. R2 is a true companion, a friend of no comparison, a counterpart and comrade that our heroes, especially the Skywalkers, would be truly lost without. So now I want to hear from all of you. Do you agree with everything that I've said in this video? Do you want to add anything? And tell me why R2 is your favorite character and how you think this character will apply to Episode 8. Leave all your thoughts and opinions down below in the Great White Void. And as always, until next we meet, stay in a galaxy far, far away.